Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, John and Robert. Let Uncle Tim tell you a story.
Yes, let me tell you a story. It's a story that happened one Christmas time, a long, long time ago. And there in the little village of Beckham, can you say Beckham? It sounds a bit like Beckenham, but it's Viking language. Beckham, Beckham. Well, in this town of Beckham lived a Viking. Not just any old Viking. He was small, yes, and when his hair grew long, he was pretty like a girl. But he was fast and he was strong. His name was Robert. Robert the Viking. He was known throughout the land of Beckham for being brave and for defeating ogres and giants and many, many dragons. But he would have never defeated the dragons or the ogres or the giants if it hadn't been for another Viking, his big brother, John. John the Viking. John was equally as pretty when his hair grew long, a bit like a girl, but he was also fast and very, very clever. Well, both Viking Robert and Viking John needed their wits about them because this Christmas came an order from the king that there must be no Christmas. Well, actually, in Viking times, they didn't call it Christmas. They called it Yule or Yule. So this Yule, the king, King Canute, said there must be no Yule. Why? Because people are having too much fun. They must have no fun at all. No fun at all.
You must have no fun this Yule. No Yuletide for you, Vikings. Yule must end forever and ever.
Robert the Viking was confused and very unhappy because he loved Yuletide. Yuletide was when he could eat as much as he could eat. Sausages, veggie sausages of course, Brussels sprouts, roast potatoes, ice cream. Oh, he loved ice cream. He nearly liked ice cream as much as his big brother John. So he was very upset and he went to brother John. John, what are we going to do? No Yule this year. That's puzzling. John said, I don't like this. Something's wrong. We must ask the Father Frosts what they think is happening. So they went to see the 7 Father Frosts. We don't like this at all. We think something is up. We don't think King Canute has ordered no Yule. It must be an imposter. Maybe it's an ogre. You should defeat him. Robert, said John. Robert the Viking, I think you should climb up to the mountain where King Canute is and find out exactly why. Why has he asked that there should be no Yuletide? No Christmas in our modern language. Robert the Viking said, yes, brother, I will do it. I will pick up my sword, I will pick up my shield, and I will venture forth up the mountain and find out what is happening. Now, King Canute and his wife Ingrid lived high up on the hill. High up on the hill. Robert the Viking remembered he had to remember what they looked like so he could find out whether they were the ones who ordered no more Yuletide. Well, through the woods he went, battling through ferns, thickets and thistles, which stung his legs and his arms, but he battled through, bashing his sword through the thicket until he could see the castle ahead of him. And he could hear a howling wind. And he could hear eagles cawing, or maybe it was crows cawing, I don't know. He was terrified, but he couldn't admit he was scared. He had to go forward. He had to make sure this year there'd be no cancelling of Christmas, no cancelling of Yuletide. People deserved to have happiness and food and ice cream. So on he went, and he knocked at the door. No answer. But the door was open, so he crept through. It was black, darkness. All he could hear was a strange from Robert the Viking. He looked under the stairs. It was coming from under the stairs. He opened the door, and there was a surprise. There was King Canute and his wife Ingrid tied up and gagged. Who could have done this? He untied them, and King Canute says, "Please help. Please help. The ogre has taken over the castle."
Who goes there? Said the ogre. Who goes there? I will eat you up, whoever you are. My mouth is as big as a cave. In my mouth you will go.
No way, said Robert the Viking. I'm going to attack you with my sword. So he cut at the ogre's legs, and down came the ogre, tumbling down. Crash! "Ah," said the ogre, "come here, I'm going to eat you." Ah! But Robert was too late. He stuck the sword right through his eyes.
Ow! Oh, said the ogre.
He was dead. He was gone. And King Canute was back in charge of his kingdom.
Robert the Viking, you are a hero in this land. Please, come with your brother. I'm going to knight you both. You will be champions of the Round Table. You shall be leaders. You shall lead the town of Bochum.
Can you say Bochum yet? Bochum.
You shall be leaders, and you shall take us into the new year with a strong army that will defeat any ogre and any dragon.
Well done, Robert the Viking. Well done, John the Viking. You've done very well. We can have our Yuletide after all. Hooray! Hooray!
That's them dancing. And so all was well in Bochum. All the Vikings had their Christmas veggie sausages and their roast potatoes and their Brussels sprouts and their delicious iced cream. Merry Christmas, John the Viking. Merry Christmas, Robert the Viking. I shall see you soon. Now, go ahead. Try and think of a good Christmas song to sing right now.